Welcome to Commanders Daily, everybody. It's your one-stop shop for everything going on with the Burgundy and Gold. I'm Bob Matthews. Don't forget, hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss an episode of it. All right, we have got some news today. Yes, that's right. Ahead of training camp opening, we got the dates when you, the fans, can head on out to Ashburn and watch the team getting ready for the season. So here are the dates that the Commanders just announced yesterday. So Sunday, July 27th, Sunday, August 2nd, and then again on Sunday, August 10th. Those are the 3 days that practices will be open to the public. Also, if you want to go up and watch them again, practice against New England, that is going to be August 6th. But that one, you got to get tickets through the Patriots. If there are still tickets available at this point, you can go to commanders.com/training camp. Tickets are free. The gates will open, I think, at 8 a.m. both of those days, and you can get into the parking lot, I think, starting about 7 or so. But all the information is on the website. So the Back Together weekend, they're going to have a bunch of family-friendly events for you. They'll have a kids zone. You'll have a bunch of former Washington players there signing autographs, shaking hands, all that stuff. August 2nd is Kids Day, so there will be what they're calling a kids zone, and it's there with a bunch of different kids activities, including some Play 60 stuff. And then August 10th is Military Appreciation Day, so they're going to invite a bunch of service members that are local out and do some special stuff for them. Again, that is August 10th. So 3 days in Ashburn and one up in Foxborough if you want to check out the Commanders as they practice and get ready for the season. We have also got some news on the uniforms. We have got an update on that. It is going to happen a little bit sooner than we all thought, and it looks like the alternate unis are indeed going to look a lot like the Redskins uniforms of the 80s and 90s. Kevin Sheehan of the Team 980 was the first one to report this. Kevin, I had him on my show quite a few times when I was doing morning drive. When I was doing afternoon drive here in the market. And Sheehan's a serious guy, and he is plugged in with the team, and he doesn't put things out there that he doesn't have nailed down dead solid-like. There are also a couple of websites that have picked it up and done some other reporting on this. So here's what we know right now. It appears that they are going to unveil their alternate uniforms for this year coming up on July 10th. In addition to that, and this is new, they're going to be unveiling an alternate helmet as well. And the speculation is running rampant on that, although we don't know for sure, but the speculation is, and it would not surprise me, it's going to be some kind of a spear, much like that gladiator spear you may have seen Jaden Daniels posing with on their website. Now, in and of itself, all of this isn't a huge amount of surprising news because Josh Harris said back in February that he wanted the team, branding-wise, to get back to their old classic look as much as possible. And this is going to be about as far as the team can go. There are also reports out there that, and it's not going to surprise me at all, if come 2026, those alternate unis turn into their regular unis, and then maybe use the black jerseys as their alternates. Again, not going to be a huge surprise if that happens. That is kind of what Harris was insinuating earlier in the year. And again, that's going to be about as far as they can go. A new logo that's going to look like a spear, probably be on the helmets. I would not be surprised to see it midfield as we head into 2026. And I think the uniforms will eventually, full-time, look like the Redskins unis from the 80s and early 90s when Joe Gibbs was the coach. Again, that's as far as this team is going to be able to go. The old logo is not coming back. The nickname is not coming back. That ship sailed a long, long time ago. But I think when you combine the Commander's name with these tweaks to the uniform and the team keeps winning, I think that's going to placate 99% of the fans out there. What do you think about that idea? If you have to keep the name Commanders, but basically bring back the old uniforms, and then for a logo, some sort of gladiator type spear. Let me know in the comments below, and we can talk about it. Again, I think it's a good move. We shall see if it comes to fruition. But I'm thinking about a week from today is when we are expecting that big announcement to be made. And again, it'll just be alternate unis for this year, full transition for 2026. A couple of guys that are, if not making news, at least being talked about and getting some smoke out there. One of them being Tyler Owens, a guy who Logan Paulson earlier this week called an physical freak, an athletic freak on the field, saying that the only reason he played special teams and special teams only last year was that he has to develop his football intuition. Again, Paulson and others are saying, this could be a guy that could very well have get a surprise, roster spot when things and more increased playing time once the rosters are set. Again, very high on him right now, while this is the time of the year when we're doing a lot of just, the chattering classes looking for comments, I think Owens might be a guy that they are looking at for an improved role this year. So remains to be seen, but keep your eye on Tyler Owens as we get closer to both the preseason games, see how much work he gets in preseason. And then once we get to the regular season, again, he was on the 53 last year. Let's see if he gets a little bit more extended time coming up this year. Finally, we didn't talk about it much yesterday, but the fallout from the Jaylen Ramsay trade. What this means is the Commanders aren't going to see Jaylen Ramsay when they go to Madrid to play the Dolphins. Instead, of course, they're going to have to deal with Minkah Fitzpatrick. But it's going to be interesting to see, exactly how that kind of works. Fitzpatrick was listed as one of the winners in this trade, obviously, getting out of Pittsburgh, where he was apparently butting heads with the coaching staff. But the big question that I've got is, and maybe a perfect fit, but how does he fit with the Dolphins defense? And I'll be the first to tell you, I have absolutely no idea. Never broken down tape on the Dolphins defense. No real reason to. But Fitzpatrick played pretty well for him last year. So the question is, can Ramsay fit in just as well? We have seen it before, especially here in Washington. You make a big splash for a quote-unquote big-name player, but if that player is not a fit for your defensive scheme, does it really make sense to have brought him in? The Dolphins feel that Fitzpatrick can fit in. We will see if that happens to be the case. All right, that's going to do it for us. We got to get out of here. Don't forget, like and subscribe so you can keep on getting our content as we approach training camp and on into the preseason and the regular season. And we'll see you again tomorrow. Remember, like the wise man once said, if you're out on your bike tonight, as always, do wear white.